So, Trevor, Zelina Vega is back with WWE, like I said. When she left, when she was cut in November, she tweeted out the same day calling for wrestlers to unionize. And that galvanized a lot of people like myself to speak about it even on this very channel. That galvanized a lot of people to really get involved in the conversation. Even presidential candidate Andrew Yang spoke about it specifically Zelina Vega's comments. So it made a big buzz in the media, made a big buzz amongst wrestling fans. And recently she's come back and the tweet has apparently been taken down. What do you think about that and maybe the message it could send to people who want to see wrestlers unionize, who want to see wrestlers actually have some leverage over companies that can just cut them on no trial or who can just cut them like tomorrow if they wanted to?
Now, see, I don't think this is exactly what she meant, but there's a couple of different things that you can infer from this. You can take it as maybe she got her job back, so maybe she doesn't feel as strongly as she did. You could think it. A lot of people will probably take that as, well, she's kind of wishy-washy on her thoughts. She's not really trying to fight for it. She's not really into it. It was just something she said while she was mad. And I honestly don't know her. Of course, neither one of us know her, but I don't believe that was what she was trying to portray by erasing it. I honestly don't know what she was thinking, but I don't necessarily believe that's what she was trying to portray by taking it down. But it does come off as wrong. It does come off as a little weird. You know what I mean? It comes off. You can look at it in a different light now that she's back and it's all for Twitter. I actually would love to see if she actually talks about it sometime soon. But as someone as an outsider looking in, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look good. But I'm not going to assume the worst. You know what I mean?
I think that's probably the right take on it. So for me, and I want to be clear, I don't blame Zelina Vega for taking down this tweet.
Exactly.
You're coming in back with the company. You have to make a living. And I understand that. And I empathize with that. And I sympathize with that. And look, she did the right thing for herself by taking down that tweet. You don't want to burn any bridges. I understand that. That's perfectly fine. We all have to make sacrifices. Life isn't perfect. No bad will. Nothing against Zelina Vega. But the one thing I will say is what I think this could have been had she not even kept the tweet up, because it's not even just about the tweet. Yeah. Had she re-signed and then possibly, maybe internally led the charge on a potential, unionization, or even left the tweet pinned, like I believe she had earlier, that could have sent a very strong message. And again, this is not, I'm not telling her what she should have done. I'm not telling her because I'm not in her shoes, right? Obviously. But what I will say is it could have been a very powerful message, because one thing we do know is that unions are needed. If in any industry unions are needed, it is professional wrestling. Especially when you get to the big time, when you get to the big level like WWE and even AEW now. Like AEW, I'll be calling on them very soon, honestly, to begin that process of unionization, because there's been a lot of talk in AEW circles that might be the track that they're leading down eventually. And I'm waiting for the financials to kind of see where that is, because they're a new company. You got to give them some leeway. I understand that, but for WWE, I think the idea of unionization, it's well beyond Zelina Vega. It's well beyond one tweet. You need the entire locker room. You need solidarity with the entire locker room, and you need people who are unafraid, of getting fired, who are unafraid of losing their jobs, who are unafraid of standing up for the rights of not just the people that are there in the locker room now, but for the people who are going to come after, for the people who came before. Because we look at someone like Terry Funk. The terrible news we found out about Terry Funk this week. The fact that he had no cartilage in his knees for decades. The fact that the dude, his body was failing him for the past 25 years. If someone like Terry Funk had like a union, had a pension, had health insurance for a lot longer, things could have been very different. You look at someone like Kamala, look at someone like Iron Sheik. All these wrestlers who in their late age have debilitating health problems that are caused by wrestling in many ways. Think about where their lives could be. They wouldn't have to fundraise their money for their surgeries. Jake Snake Roberts literally had to crowdfund his surgeries a few years back, and he got help with DDP, thank God. But there's really not a need for that. And again, this is well beyond Zelina Vega. I want to make that abundantly clear before someone puts words in my mouth. It's well beyond Zelina Vega.
It has nothing to do with
It's
Vega.
very easy for me to say that if I was Zelina Vega, I would go out there and I would have a meeting on the first day to unionize. It's very easy for me to say that, but I'm not in her shoes. And putting myself in her shoes, it would still be a very difficult thing to do. But I just want to kind of shift the conversation over to specifically the importance and for the need of solidarity amongst the locker rooms, the importance of the need to have a movement, have the energy in a locker room geared towards gaining leverage, gaining support for a better working environment, more rights as workers, and finally put to bed this whole independent contractor bullshit that WWE has been doing for the longest time, because they can't have it both ways. WWE cannot have it both ways where they're an independent contractor, but WWE literally controls every single aspect of their business. Keith Lee and WWE should not be in a war right now for Keith Lee's name in a trademark battle. That shouldn't be happening. So again, I just hope that this conversation about unionization didn't end with that tweet. I just hope it extends farther, but it's going to require a lot from the wrestlers. It is going to require a big movement from the wrestlers to do this. And Vince McMahon is a very shrewd businessman. We know this, Trevor. He is someone who does not care about necessarily the wrestlers as a body. He is someone who has fired people like Jesse Ventura in the past, who tried to unionize, who tried to help out the boys. He's criticized people like CM Punk for trying to stand up for the boys and other things. So it's going to be a long fight. And look, as far as like a timeline for unionization, man, it could never happen. It legitimately could never happen in WWE, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a nice thing to have, especially like you said, this individual contract stuff is awful. Like these people need these jobs 9 times out of 10, feed their family, keep clothes on their backs, and to have a union will help them out greatly. Like you mentioned, healthcare and things like that. That'll definitely help out. I am kind of shocked, since yes, it's entertainment, so to speak, but it's also sports. So I am kind of shocked that they don't have something in place before now. But definitely, something needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, even look at Hollywood. The actors have a union, writers have a union. There is no sports have a union. There is no reason that sports entertainment should not have a union, Vince. just to use his own words against them. So again, for the one wrestler who might eventually hear this one day, think about it. Truly think about it. And again, it honestly, just to put a bow on this, man, it's like it's gonna be hard too, because
it is.
It's just like you would need someone big, you would need someone huge signed to WWE to come out and do this. Like John Cena would have to literally come out and support this, and that's the only way this would get any traction, unless literally half the locker room walks out on strike or something. Right. There's no way. And look,
even still, it'll still be a rough.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.